debate, right? Russ and I both make an opening statement, and then we each get to make a rebuttal.
Right.
The opening statement's when you lay out your arguments, and the rebuttal's when you tear apart your opponents.
I know what a debate is, Jennifer.
Just checking. Anyway, I've just been putting together my opening statement, so I figured you might want to listen to it. You know, just tell me what you think.
Why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, in the debate that follows, my opponent will try to convince you that our society has grown far too materialistic. This will merely demonstrate that my opponent spends so much time with his head in the clouds that he's a hazard to passing airplanes. So what do you think?
That's it?
Well, it's all I've written down so far. I figured I'd just kind of make up the rest as I go along. So, do you think it's good or what?
Well, I'm not saying it's bad. It just doesn't exactly sound like you're trying to build up an argument. It's more like you're just trying to insult Russ.
That's the whole point, Jason. In a debate, you want to make sure the judges realize your opponent's all wrong.
Yeah, but there's a little more to it than that.
So who asked you anyway?
Well, you did. You asked for my opinion.
Because I thought you might have something useful to say. Guess not, though.
Sounds like you're pretty confident about winning.
Why shouldn't I be? I mean, I know what Russ is going to say, and it's not going to be very intelligent. To tell you the truth, the only thing I'm worried about is the judges.
Matt, Liz, and Roxanne?
Matt should be okay. He's pretty sensible. But Liz could be a problem. She's the same kind of perfect little do-gooder as Russ. That leaves Roxanne.
I wouldn't exactly call Roxanne a perfect little do-gooder.
No, but she might want to vote against me anyway. Out of sheer spite. You know, since I was the one who told her about Brittany going out with Billy. I mean, I only told her as a friend. Because I thought she deserved to know the truth. But you can't always trust people not to hold these things against you.
Yeah, people can be kind of shallow and selfish.
I know.
Maybe that's because we live in such a materialistic society.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Hey, would I joke about something as important as your debate?
Got a few butterflies in your stomach?
More like a whole colony of them. I just wish it was lunchtime already, so we could just get this whole debate over with.
You're gonna be just fine.
That's easy for you to say. You're not the one who has to get up in front of half the school.
Look, you're really well prepared, right?
I should be. I was up half the night working on my opening statement.
And as far as I can see, all your arguments are pretty strong.
I don't know. I keep thinking they're a little too vague. I just wish I could find some kind of statistic. Something to really catch everyone's attention. Jason, hi.
Don't worry. I'm not here to spy for my sister or anything.
So, how's she feeling anyway?
About the debate? Well, you know Jennifer.
Let me guess. She figures it's in the bag, unless the judges are too stupid to listen to reason.
Hey, you really do know Jennifer. So, you think you need a good statistic, huh? Listen, obviously I could never do anything to help my sister's opponent.
Hey, of course not.
I mean, blood's supposed to be thicker than water and all that.
That's what they always say.
But even so, if I was trying to put together the side of the debate against materialism, and I wanted a really good statistic to show how unequal the rich and poor are, I might start the debate by pointing out that 84% of the wealth in the world is owned by just 7% of the people.
Is that for real?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. Of course, you never heard that from me.
Hey, of course not. We, saw it scribbled on a sign at a bus stop.
Hey, good luck in the debate.
He's incredible, isn't he? It's kind of like being friends with an Encyclopedia Britannica.
Hi, Roxanne. Hi. Is that a new magazine? Or is it the same one you were reading yesterday in geography class?
You noticed, huh?
So, what do you think of that project we got assigned? You know, pairing up and doing a class presentation.
Sounds like a whole bundle of laughs.
Have you got a partner yet?
Not yet. So far, I'm kind of hoping the whole project will go away and disappear.
Well, listen, how would you feel about being my partner?
Are you kidding? Why would you want me for a partner?
Why not?
Because I get straight C minuses in geography.
So maybe you'll do better this time. What do you think?
Look, if you're offering to be my partner because you want to help me, then forget it.
I'm just saying I need a partner.
And I'm saying I don't need your help. I don't need anyone's help, okay?
Roxanne, just think about it, okay? I mean, you don't have to decide right now. And I know you kind of got a few things on your mind.
Yeah?
Look, there's no point pretending I don't know what happened with you and Billy.
I guess word gets around, doesn't it?
Anyway, I was really sorry to hear about it.
Why should you be sorry?
Because you got treated really badly. And you must be pretty upset.
Yeah, well, I'll survive.
Listen, I don't know what Russ thinks, but I think it's great.
You think what's great?
That my history teacher asked you guys to be judges for the debate.
Why?
Well, because you're both so level-headed.
You hear that? She thinks we both have flat heads.
Hi, Russ.
Oh, hi.
All ready for the debate?
As ready as I'm gonna be, I guess. Anyway, I'll probably see you around.
Isn't the charm working today?
What's that supposed to mean?
Kinda looked like Russ didn't even want to talk to you.
No, nothing like that. I think he's just a little nervous about the debate.
Well, he should be. 10 more minutes. You gonna be there?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
Listen, since we were talking about guys,
Were we?
well, sort of, and there's something I wanted to ask you. When I told Billy that I'd go out with him, I hope you don't think I was trying to steal him away from you or anything.
Steal him?
Well, I know you think he's pretty great.
Oh, come on. Where on earth did you get that idea?
You told me, remember?
Well, I might have said I thought he was okay, but I sure didn't say he was great.
Well, I keep getting the feeling that I'm making other girls jealous. I don't mean to do that. It's just that, well, it just seems like every school I go to is just full of guys who want to go out with me.
Really? How awful for you.
So basically, things have worked out really well.
Yeah?
Well, sure, I mean, I'm going to a concert tomorrow with the best-looking girl in school, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Brittany's pretty attractive.
Pretty attractive?
Well, sure, except relationships aren't supposed to be like trophy hunting, Bill. You don't go out with someone just because you think she makes a good ornament.
Well, of course not. I mean, I like Brittany as a person, too.
Come on, you hardly even know her.
Well, okay, but I sort of know her. And you can usually tell what someone's like without knowing them that well.
Well, what about Roxanne? How does she feel about all this?
Well, not so good. In fact, pretty lousy. And hey, I feel bad about that, too. I mean, I wish I could have told her myself about me and Brittany, instead of her finding out about it from stupid Jennifer. But there's nothing I can do about that now, right?
Let me ask you something, Bill. You know, nothing personal, but don't you feel just a little bit like a jerk?
Ladies and gentlemen, we've all heard my opponent's opening remarks. Russ tells us that we're all too selfish and too concerned with material possessions. According to him, we should all be living in tents, wearing second-hand clothing, and growing our own vegetables. Well, all I can say is, Russ, if you want to live that way, go right ahead. I even hope your tent doesn't leak when it rains.
Thank you, Jennifer. Russ, you have 2 minutes for your rebuttal.
Look, I don't want to sound insulting, but I think my opponent is missing the point. I'm not talking about living in tents or anything like that. I'm just talking about, you know, keeping things in perspective. For instance, did you know that 84% of the wealth in the world is owned by just 7% of the people? Yeah, well, I didn't know that either until just this morning, and it really made me stop and think. We're talking about the haves and the have-nots, right? Well, most of us, you and me, We're the haves. We may not think we're rich, but compared to most of the people in the world, we are. And look what we're doing. While people on the other side of the world are going hungry, we're going out and spending $150 on a pair of sneakers. We've all got this idea that you can't be truly happy unless you have a wall-sized TV and a satellite dish. We're all so hung up on having big, expensive toys that we've lost sight of what really matters. All I'm saying is, most of us already have way more than we really need. So how come all we care about is having more and more and more?
Oh, give me a break.
Jennifer, you have...
Yeah, I know. I've got 2 minutes to make my rebuttal. Hey, maybe my worthy opponent is right. Maybe we should cut our consumption in half. Instead of buying a whole pair of shoes, we could settle for just 1 shoe instead. And hop to school instead of walking. I mean, come on. It's great to be all pure and virtuous, but let's be realistic. What's the point of having money if you never spend it? And if you can afford something, why should you feel guilty about buying it? The fact is, guys, money makes the world go round. We all know that. And if my opponent doesn't like it, well, hey, I guess we better stop the world. Because obviously Russ wants to get off.
You were great.
Let's not get too carried away here.
I'm serious. I mean, you sounded a little nervous at first, but once you got rolling, you were excellent.
I don't know, I mean...
Hi, Russ. That was great, wasn't it?
You thought so?
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself.
Isn't that nice?
So we've just got to wait till the end of the day, when they announce the judge's decision. Well, you know what they say. May the best man win.
Right.
Of course, in this case, I kind of suspect that the best man was a woman.
I don't believe this. She's actually convinced she won.
How's it going?
Fine, I guess. How about you?
Actually, I was wondering if you could spare a couple minutes.
Actually, I'm supposed to be working.
How about 30 seconds then? This shouldn't take long. There's just something I wanted to say.
Like what?
Well, basically, I thought it was about time I apologized to you.
Apologize for what?
For acting like a 12-year-old. You know, pretending it was all your fault that Ashley and I broke up.
But it was my fault.
No, it wasn't. Things were changing already between us. You had nothing to do with that, Dylan. In a way, you actually did us a favor.
Oh, come on.
No, I mean it. If you hadn't been there, it might have taken us ages to realize how much things really had changed. It took me a while to figure it out. But the fact is... Look, I care about Ashley a lot. But I care about her as a friend now. And she feels the same way about me. So it was time we stopped pretending we were anything else.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I figured you'd deserve to know. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Well, maybe one more thing. I don't want to stick my nose into your business, but I've started to get the feeling that you and Ashley are avoiding each other for my sake. And if that's what's going on, well, personally, I think you're crazy.
I do not believe it.
You mean the judges?
They voted for Russ.
Yeah, I know. They just announced it over the PA. Tough luck, huh?
That's all you have to say? I should have known this would happen. Roxanne was out to get me, and she talked Matt and Liz into going along with her.
Well, come on.
Get real, Jason. You heard the debate. There's no way Russ deserved to win. All he did was spout a bunch of idealistic garbage. I walked all over him.
He did make a couple of good points. You know, that bit about the 7% of the population of the world owning 84% of the wealth.
Okay, so that was a pretty good fact. But where did Russ find out about something like that? That's what I want to know.
Actually, I think he saw it written at a bus stop.
A bus stop?
Yeah. It's pretty amazing what you can learn when you're waiting for a bus.
Don't worry. I'm finished. The machine's all yours.
Just hang on a sec, okay? Look, I just wanted to tell you. Roxanne, I'm really sorry if you're feeling hurt. I guess things just don't work out too well sometimes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Especially when people don't bother to think of anyone except themselves.
Look, I really wish you'd give me a chance to explain.
Don't bother.
No, really. I mean, it's not like I wanted to hurt you. It's just, I didn't think you'd be so upset when I asked Brittany out.
Oh, don't be so stupid. You knew exactly how I'd feel. And that's why you couldn't find the courage to tell me yourself. You knew, Billy. Because you're not stupid. You're just kind of gutless and kind of selfish. And it's about time someone told you that. Tell you what. Why don't you go home and take a good, long look in the mirror? And then decide if you like what you see there.
Look, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but thanks.
Thanks for what?
For voting for me. I really appreciate it.
Come on, it's nothing to feel grateful about. I voted for you because you won the debate. Same with Liz and Roxanne.
What'd I tell ya?
You made some excellent arguments. And you presented them really well. Best of all, you gave the people in the audience a few things to think about.
Really?
Yeah. And we could do with a few more people who see things the way you do. So hey, congratulations.
That's it. We're going out to celebrate. I'm buying.
Well, I appreciate the offer.
I'm not offering. I'm telling you. So let's go.
Actually, I should probably head home. I'm not feeling so great.
What's wrong?
I'm just a little tired, that's all. I've been feeling a little run down the last couple days. It's nothing serious.
You sure?
Of course I'm sure. I just need a little rest, that's all. By tomorrow morning, I'll be feeling fine again.
You know something? I think you're right.
About what?
About me being a jerk.
Look, I shouldn't really have said that. I was just
talking to Roxanne. She thinks I'm a jerk. And the worst part is I really can't blame her.
Okay, so you fouled up. But that doesn't make you a lousy person.
I sure feel lousy.
So just make sure it doesn't happen again, right? Next time, just think twice before you start asking people to go out with you.
Yeah, you're right. And that's just what I'm gonna do. I mean, it's way too late for me to make it up to Roxanne. But now that I'm going out with Brittany, I'm gonna make really sure I don't do anything to hurt her feelings. From now on, I'm gonna be totally considerate.
So here you are.
Were you looking for me?
Yeah, I've been looking all over.
Well, sit down. I'll buy you a shake or something.
I gotta run. I just wanted to tell you something's kind of come up.
How do you mean?
Like tomorrow night. So it looks like I'm not going to make it to the concert.
What?
Thanks for asking me anyway, and have a really good time.
You know, that's the really funny thing about life. Just when you think you're finally headed in the right direction, it's when you get hit by a truck.
You canceled out on him?
Yeah, I told him something came up, and it turns out I'm busy tomorrow night.
So are you?
No, but I had to tell him something.
Hang on. You didn't do this because of me, did you? Because you thought I was feeling jealous or something?
No, of course not. Just decided I didn't feel like going out with him. Nothing against Billy, of course. He's kind of cute. He can also be a bit of a goof, right?
Is this for real?
What do you want?
You're not going to the concert?
What difference does it make to you?
Hey, a world of difference. It changes my whole weekend.
What's he talking about?
Who knows? Basically, there's something you've got to understand about my brother. Jason can be very, very strange.
Listen,
I just heard.
Heard what?
Well, about Brittany canceling out on you. That's, that's really too bad.
Yeah, I can see her all busted up.
So anyway, what are you going to do with the ticket? I mean, you've got 2 tickets, right? And you only need one of them. So I was kind of wondering, do you think maybe you could let me have the other one?
Jason, get a grip.
I'll pay you for it.
How much?
$20. I'll drop by your place tomorrow and pick up the ticket.
Suit yourself.
So, it looks like we're going to the concert together, huh? Should be lots of fun.
Well. Hi there.
Hi.
I thought we were supposed to be avoiding each other.
Well, we are, but it doesn't look like we're doing such a great job of it. So anyway, since I'm here, maybe we could talk
About what?
about us. I talked to Matt. You're not going to believe what he said.
Let me take a wild guess. He said that you and him are just really close friends and that if you want to, you should go out with me.
How did you know?
Because he said the exact same thing to me. At lunchtime. I know, at first I couldn't believe it either. But as far as I can see, there's just one explanation. Matt's a pretty incredible guy.
Yeah, he really is.
So, what do you think we're supposed to do now?
I guess that depends. After everything we put each other through, do you still want to go out with me?
Yeah. How do you feel about it?